Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to you. This is Pastor James coming to you from the Fortress of Solitude here on Old Norcross with this week's midweek check-in. We've got a lot going on here for the rest of the week and the weekend to come. So we're going to get right down to making some announcements about that today. We had a wonderful Bible study this morning going over the first half of Romans 8. So I want to thank everybody that came out for that tonight. 5:15 brown bag dinner and fellowship time. 6 o'clock Bible study. We continue looking at the Sermon on the Mount, and then at 7:10 the chancel choir will have rehearsal uh, here at the church. That's tonight. Tomorrow, Thursday, Thursday morning theology with James. We meet. We're going to talk about the second section of part one of Live No Lies. So we want to invite you to be a part of that. You can also zoom in for that or stream it later if you'd like to do that. This Saturday, with everything that's going on next weekend here at the church with the Fall Festival and Barbecue event, the Disciples women will be having their regular monthly gathering the second Saturday in the month. But the men, instead of meeting next week for our breakfast, we're going to meet this Saturday. So I made that a lot more complicated than it actually is. The disciples women will meet here at the church at 9 a.m. in the small fellowship hall. All disciples men will meet over at the Pancake House on Pike Street in Lawrenceville for our monthly breakfast. Always a good time, and the food is super, super good. And then later that morning at 10:30, Gail Lopes is going to be leading a garden propagating workshop. Location to be announced. Hopefully, the weather will cooperate. You can have it outside, maybe even in the garden market. If not, I'm sure I'll be given clarity as to where that meeting will be. But hopefully, the weather will be okay, and you guys can meet in the garden. So that's at 10:30, and then of course they have a seed swap at 11:30. So that's all coming up on Saturday. Now, I want to tell you about Sunday. Sunday, after our worship service at 11 a.m., uh, the Oakland Community Garden is having a lunch and learn following worship uh, in the large fellowship hall. And this is for Fall Festival volunteers to come and be a part of there. And I think it's specifically geared to those that are going to be working in the large fellowship hall, handling the barbecue, silent auction, other things. But again, you may, if you're not sure, you can check with Jennifer Genzie about that. But that's this Sunday at 12:15, and an important meeting, a very important meeting. And I want to thank Sharon Klein and Carol Hanson for their assistance over the last couple of weeks. Most of it, of course, is done by our wonderful treasurer Sharon. We've been looking at uh, the budget and putting together um, a proposed start of a budget for 2025. And we're going to have our one and only budget discussion meeting this Sunday at 5 o'clock in the large fellowship hall. If you'd like, stick around after that because we're going to be watching episode 6 of season 4 of The Chosen, also there in the large fellowship hall. So we've got a lot coming up in the next few days. And then, of course, next weekend, we do have scheduled, Lord willing, and the weather cooperateth. We will have our fall festival and barbecue there at the Oakland Community Garden. Our garden, we're just so grateful for it and thankful for it, and so we want to make sure you'll come and want to be a part of that. But that's next week, and there's some other things going on next week as well. So I just wanted to update you on all of that. I also wanted to say again that I did send out an email and a Facebook post about taking up snack items and classroom items just here at the church over the next few weeks to deliver over to Reverend Cheryl Cloar, who is the senior pastor at the First Christian Church of Winder, to assist the teachers with replenishing their snack supplies, their stores of stuff there, and classroom items which were exhausted uh, during the lockdown and then during those days. So just want to continue to keep the Appalachia family and our Winder Barrow neighbors in our prayers, and just remember them and lift them up as much as we can. Uh, we saw this morning uh, prayer concerns for Buddy Phillips, Marie Tuggle's great niece's husband, who is going to be in need of a heart transplant, but still in critical condition. And thank you for your prayers. Helen Mayoral got to go home last night, Tuesday night, from the hospital. So we're grateful for that and pray for her to continue to improve and to get better. And just got a text from Jan Wooten, our sister Jan Wooten, who is hitting the road right now to head up to Virginia. So we want to continue to keep her in our prayers. She specifically said, pray for the truck. So uh, let's do that. Safe travels, good travels for her. And also want to keep Rose Barrett and her family in our prayers in the passing of her brother, Horace, and particularly her mom and her other brother there in Jamaica and the rest of the family. We just want to continue to lift these folks up. And I know there are others out there. We just continue to pray. Thank you for being such a praying church. And uh, I don't think there's anything else that I need to update you with. But just to let you know how much I love you and thank God for you. Thank God for being here with you during these days, and just praying that God will continue to help us to be a faithful kingdom outpost, and that God would fill this church with His Spirit, that we may stay in love with Him, with one another, and with the community around us. Love you and thank God for each of you. You know how to reach me. Again, thank you for watching. God bless.